Since we hit 5K, you know the drill, guys. We're back with another hot takes video. So if you guys like this type of content, please remember to hit that like and subscribe and comment down your hot takes on what you disagree with and agree with down below in the comments. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. So the first take we have here is that Otoya was always carried by Karasu, and now he's being carried by Bachira. Now, I don't exactly know how many goals Otoya has scored in a neo-egoist league, but I kind of agree with this, I'm not gonna lie. When your whole playstyle is dependent on attention being on someone else and then moving in the shadows, going in people's blind spots to receive the ball from that person, I feel like it kind of diminishes how good of a player you are. Because have we ever seen Otoya actually, like, with the ball just go crazy? I don't even know. Because the only time I remember is maybe when he's, like, facing that other guy in the U20 game, and then he's just dribbling and getting clamped up badly. So I don't know if we've ever seen Otoya actually dribbling on his own. And the thing with him being a ninja is just like he just lurks in the shadows while other players take all the limelight. So that's kind of his thing to get carried. But honestly, yeah, I agree. Otoya has been getting carried by Karasu because Karasu was doing all the ball handling and all the other shit, while Otoya just, waited for the right moment to slip by and get a goal. And then if we go with Bachira, we obviously know Bachira fucking clears the shit out of Otoya and literally does everything on Bachira from what we've seen. The next take we have here is Hajime Nishioka is making a comeback in the NEL against Bachira. I feel like almost everyone has given up on him, but I have already put so much stock in him that there's no point in turning back. Now, I'm here to tell you to drop your stocks right now. That shit is not happening. Nishioka is meant to be a filler character. If he was going to get introduced, he would have already been introduced like way earlier than this. You know what I'm saying? I do not think that Nishioka is going to be an important character in the Blue Lock series like at all, let alone in the NEL, because he hasn't done anything for 3 out of the 4 games. And even just look at his character design. He doesn't look like someone who's like a very main character. Like he kind of looks like a side character. And not even a side character, like a filler character who we never get to see play, because at the end of the day, Nishioka is just kind of shit. Like, they might call him Aomori Messi, but anyone could be a high school version of Messi. No one can do it on the actual big stages. And I feel like Nishioka, even if he was to get a bit of playing time, he'd still be shit. So yeah, Nishioka is not making a comeback in the NEL. Drop those stocks. Why are people obsessed with wanting Kira back? It doesn't make any sense. He did his role. We can witness how Blue Lock, as the environment is terrifying and your talent can die easily. Even if people want him to come back as antagonist or whatever, there is enough on the story right now. Honestly, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think it would be cool seeing Kira come back. Just like, it would just be cool because, I like to see more of that side of him where he was hated, like he really hated Isagi after Isagi got him out. I want to see more of that side of him. I think that's the main reason why everyone wants him back, because he just seems like a very like terrifying person when he's mad. And I think that he's not coming back, like for sure. I think his main thing was just to demonstrate how talent, like people full of talent in Japan have changed their mindset and become complacent. You know what I'm saying? How the talent level in Japan has also dwindled. How people just, they're all complacent. Because he could have gotten in that Blue Lock in the first round. He could have got in. But Ego explained that he just, gave up. Like, he said, fuck it. And that just explains the entire mentality of Japanese football at the current moment. So him getting kicked out is kind of, in a way, excluding the old version, the old ideals of Japanese football and bringing in the new ideals that Ego's going to make and grind into these players. So, yeah. I don't know if that made much sense, but yeah, if you caught on to me, I do not think Kira should come back. I think it would be cool to see him back, as an antagonist, but it wouldn't make much sense to see him come back and have him play as a really good player. If he comes back, I'd like to see him in maybe a match, but not that important of a match. Maybe him drinking at a pub, be watching Isagi on the TV, be like, damn, this guy was really he really just knocked me out of Blue Lock and then became the best in the world. Kaiser bicycle is better than 5-stage volley. Okay. I have a big request for you. Please, and I mean please, delete this comment. Delete this comment. Because if you really think that the 5-stage volley is better than the Kaiser impact, you're retarded. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't want to have to say it. But, bro, the 5-stage volley is the best goal in all of Blue Lock so far. I don't care what anyone says. People love hating on the goal, saying, oh, it was fluke, oh, it was this, oh, it was that. I guarantee you right now, if Isagi did that, or Rin did that, or anybody else other than Nagi did this goal, everybody will be glazing the shit out of it. But because Nagi did it, everyone has a big problem with it, that it's fluke, and after Ego just hating on Nagi, made people realize, oh, it's fluke and all this other shit. Bro, who gives a shit if it's fluke? I'm talking about purely the goal. When you look at that goal happen, let's say we're watching TV. We're watching this match on TV. And Nagi does that on TV. Everyone on their mother is going to call that a great goal. Everybody and all their moms are going to call that a great goal and celebrate that shit. Doesn't matter if it's fluke. Bro, fluke goals happen all the time on TV. But people still count them as great goals. Doesn't matter if they're fluke or not. You know what I mean? So I feel like you guys just bringing this whole, oh, it was fluke thing just doesn't make much sense. And I know this guy didn't say it, but I've seen a lot of comments in my other videos saying, how is 5 stage number 1? It's a complete fluke and you're glazing Nagi too much. No, I'm not glazing Nagi at all. I'm just saying we got to give credit where credit's due. That is the best goal in blue lock. I don't care. Nobody else is doing that goal in blue lock. And on top of that, it came in a moment where Metavision was narratively buffed and he beat 2 Metavision users, including a New Gen 11. So come on. That is just sublime on its own. Rin is my GOAT and has the most potential in the series. And Rio could be the strongest if he just uses his powers right. Side note, both are handsome and the only men I like. I better be in the video. Well, you're in the video. I hope you're happy. But I disagree with that first statement already. Rin doesn't have more potential than Nagi. I don't care what anybody says. You're going to call me a Nagi glazer. But Rin does not have more potential than him. I do not care. It's been stated numerous times that Nagi is like the representation of like a pure like prodigy in blue lock. Like he literally only picked up the ball 6 months ago, went to blue lock, became the top scorer of the first selection against people who've been playing their entire life. If that doesn't scream prodigy and full of talent, I don't know what does. If we look at it, let's look at Rin, right? Rin, I would say, he is also very talented. But the thing with Rin is, he's been playing his entire life to perfect that skill. And the fact that a guy like Nagi could even stand on the same pitch as him while only having picked up the sport 6 months ago and let alone beat him in the second selection at least once just shows Nagi's progressive talent, how far he can grow easily. So yeah, I disagree with Rin being the most talented person in blue lock. But yeah, and he has the most potential. On top of that, with Rio, you keep saying, oh, he could be the strongest if he really locks in. But here's the thing with Rio. I think Rio just doesn't have the mindset to be the strongest. Like, even if he locks in and perfects his ability, Rio will always look to me like a Robin. Rio will never be a Batman. If you know what I mean, like Rio will never be a Batman. And that's exactly because of his mentality and just the way his character is. I don't think Rio will ever be a Batman type of character. He'll always be a sidekick type of character. And just for that one reason, if you know what I'm talking about, he'll never be the strongest in blue lock. Like, even if he locks in, he'll always be like a sidekick to Nagi or somebody else. Nagi and Rio could really be the best duo if they really lock in. Now listen, this I can agree with. I feel like Rio is probably the best Robin a person could have if they want to be Batman. Like, he's like the best second option that you could ask for to be a duo out of all the ones we've seen, like Charles and all the other people. But the thing with this thing is, if Nagi really locks in, we don't know how good Nagi could get, which is why I think another reason why I think he has the most potential, because we don't know how good Nagi could be. Rin already feels like we have an idea of how good he can become. But with Nagi, it's like the sky is the limit. Like, how good could this guy possibly get? He's only been playing for 6 months. How much better could he get from this? He's 6'3", lanky, has a great touch. He may not be the fastest or the strongest, but he can win battles in the air. He's very creative when he wants to be. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I really think that Nagi has the highest ceiling in blue lock. And yeah, if he locked in, then he would be one of the best players in blue lock without a doubt. Like, without a doubt, I'd say top 3. Then with Rio, like I said, he's a crazy good Robin. He's the best Robin in the entire show. And for that very reason, I'd say it's because of his metavision, his ability to read the game, his IQ. his defensive prowess. On top of that, his copying and weapon really helps him out here too, because if he can just end up copying people's like stats and shit and moves and shit like that, then what can't he do? You know what I mean? He can't copy like physical stuff, obviously. But if he's able to copy stuff to 99%, like Rin's Travella shot in U20, then imagine all the other shit he's going to end up seeing from all these players in the U20 World Cup and end up copying those and maybe even mixing some techniques together. That's scary to think about, you know? Like, that's very scary to think about. Like, imagine he sees Charles throw a pass one time, and he's like, yo, let me try that shit, and throws a pass just like Charles. Like, come on. That will be crazy. I'm not going to lie. Like, that will be very crazy. Rio also has a lot of potential for blue lock. Kaiser with good dribbling is the best striker in blue lock. Okay, first of all, I want to clear this up. Kaiser's already the best striker we've seen in blue lock. I'm sorry to tell you this. It goes Kaiser, Isagi, Rin. The reason why I have Rin number 3, and a lot of people are going to be like, how is Rin number 3? He has predator eye. He has such a good shooting. He's just all around great, you know? Like, Kaiser's not like him. The difference between Kaiser and Rin is that Kaiser really, like, embodies what a 9 is. What a 9 is in football is the guy you play the final pass to, and you have all the trust in the world that they will not miss, that they will score. He has amazing game IQ, so he'll get into spots that Rin won't be able to get into and make runs where Rin won't make runs. You know, Rin's more of a guy that'll drop all the way deep and try dribbling past all these players when all that stuff isn't really needed for Kaiser. Yes, Kaiser can't do that, and that's an element to his game that he's not ever going to unlock. But he also has elements to his game that Rin's never going to unlock either, like his shooting. I know people love to say the Rin curve shot is so good, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's not the Kaiser impact. It's not the Magnus Kaiser impact. Those things are like 0 to 1 formula incarnate. He's going to score a goal every time he uses that weapon most of the time. If it's a one-on-one with the keeper, nobody is stopping Kaiser. He's scoring every time. And give him a proper playmaker like Hiyori or, you know, Charles. Kaiser's unstoppable, bro. Like, combine that with his metavision and game IQ on top of the fact that he has Predator Eye too, nobody is stopping Kaiser. So even if he has good dribbling or not, I think Kaiser is still the best striker in blue lock, bar none. Bachira is overrated. Him carrying Barca isn't that impressive when he's lost every game and only has one more GA than Otoya. And Rin has better dribbling feats than him. He's good, but overglazed, not top 5 in blue lock. Hiyori, Shido, Baro, Rin, Isagi, all better than Bachira. Also, love your vids. Thank you. But I gotta talk about this take, because Bachira being overrated is a topic I've seen thrown around here and there throughout the community. And it's mainly by, I don't know if you guys have seen Crocodile on TikTok. I watch his videos a lot, so I feel like he started this agenda. And so what I feel about this is, no, I feel like Bachira is still a very good player. But the reason why people think that he's not as good anymore is because of the fact that Rin can basically do the same stuff he does. You know, if there was no other player in the series that could take on players left and right and like beat them 1v1 as effectively as they do, you know, nobody would be comparing anybody to Bachira. But since other players have shown that they can kind of do similar things to Bachira, there comes a fraud watch allegation like, yo, is Bachira really that good when other people could do his best thing and then do everything else better than him too? So yeah, I get what you mean. But him, like, I could say carrying Bachira isn't just solely based on his GA. If you just watch what Bachira does on the field when he plays for Barca, like, he picks up the ball very deep, dribbles past players. Maybe, well, we haven't watched that many fucking games of him, but him dribbling past players alone will be enough to break their formation and cause other players to fill in, which allows his teammates to get open. Now, of course, Bachira is an egoist, so he's not going to pass that. But if this was a real game, like U20 World Cup game, and Bachira could dribble past that many players and find open people like Isagi making runs, that's very effective. That's very effective, you know? And I guess the argument could come up that, oh, but Rin can do this too. What makes him special for being able to do this? I feel like Rin can do this, but Rin's isn't as good as Bachira's. Like, we've seen Bachira solo teams. Rin, I've seen him go past a couple players, you know? Granted, they may be higher level players than Bachira's gone past, But at the same time, Bachira's dribbling past like a buffed Kunigami at the beginning of the NEL, you know? So they're not bums that he's dribbling past. They're still good players. And so I feel like when you talk about Rin has better dribbling feats than him, he probably does. Probably does. But I think everyone knows that Bachira is a better dribbler, like on paper, than Rin is. Like we all know that. We're just not saying it because Rin has like identical or better feats than Bachira, which I don't think makes him better. I think Rin, that just makes him a really good dribbler. While with Bachira, it's like he's like the dribbling king. Like no one's ever going to beat him when it comes to dribbling. That's just the way I look at it. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments if that made any sense. But anyways, guys, that'll do it for the end of the video. If you guys like this type of video, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. And share to any of your friends who like bluelock. That also helps me out a lot. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I know it's a big mountain to climb, but we're already halfway there. Thank you guys so much for the support on the recent videos. Hope you guys all have a great day and goodbye.